What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another YouTube video. If you've been following along, you know that I'm always on the lookout for early stage crypto projects that are solving real world problems. And today I want to highlight one that's flying under the radar, but has some seriously bold ambitions in the AI and data space. This isn't your typical DeFi clone or meme token. We're talking about a DePIN project, my favorite kind of projects that are aiming to decentralize something massive, web indexing. Yeah, the same kind of infrastructure that powers search engines like Google and Bing, and it's called Timpi. It could be one of the more disruptive things I've seen lately, especially with the likes of PewDiePie just making a video recently talking about the dangers of Google and their privacy concerns. Their so-called free applications that are taking all of your private data and monetizing it. Special shout out to your friend Andy, as well as at William Ross X on X, for putting me onto this project. If you're into early opportunities, especially the kind that reward you for supporting the network, you're going to want to hear this. Tempi is launching a brand new class of nodes with serious potential earning power, and in this video I'm going to break down exactly what Tempi is, how the node ecosystem works, how much they cost, and what kind of rewards you could see from running one. Definitely make sure to watch through to the end, because I'll also share my take on whether I think this project is worth getting into or not, including a few risks you should know about. So what is Tempi? Tempi is building a decentralized web indexing protocol. If that sounds complex, let me break it down for you. When you use a search engine like Google, it's not pulling live results from the web in real time. It's using a giant pre-built index, like a map of the internet that its bots are constantly updating. The data is collected, sorted, ranked, and stored into centralized servers. The problem? You and I have zero control or visibility into how that data is actually gathered, what's prioritized, or how it's monetized. Tempi flips the model on its head by distributing that entire process to a decentralized network. And we've seen this happen with these tech giants, these tech overlords, if you want to call them. They decide what we can see, what we can view, all of that on a day-to-day basis, and we shouldn't let them have all the power anymore. So instead of one company controlling the flow of all of this online information, Tempi empowers node operators and token holders to collectively build and manage a public open source index of the internet. Now let's talk about how this actually works under the hood. So Tempi runs on a multi-node architecture, and each type of node has a specific job. There's 4 types of nodes, and we will talk about them right now. Collector nodes, these are like the web crawlers. They're constantly scanning and pulling in new data from across the internet. Then there's guardian nodes, which are responsible for storing and validating the data across the network, ensuring it stays accurate and accessible. There's also Synaptron nodes, and this is where it gets interesting. These nodes add AI-driven structure to the raw data, helping to organize it into something useful like categories, tags, and relevance scores. There's also geocore nodes, which are special because they are the high-level coordinators. They manage the consensus, the governance, and overall orchestration of the other node types. Basically, they keep the ecosystem running smoothly. Together, this system mimics what massive data centers do, but in a distributed, community-run format. And now Tempi is entering their big milestone. On July 29th at 23 UTC, which is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you're on the East Coast, they're launching their next node sale. And for the first time, they're offering these geocore nodes that I just mentioned to the public. And if you use my discount code, you can get it for just under 11% off any of the 4 nodes that go on sale. Now, for the first few days, these are only going to be available for whitelisted users only, but I have good news for you guys. If you follow the link and the more information in the description below, I can hook you guys up with a whitelist, as well as give you that additional discount. Let me give you guys the breakdown of these prices after the discounts, just so you have an idea of how much these are going to cost, and then we're going to talk about some of the earnings potentials. So for the geocore node, which is the one I'm personally going to get, it's $755 after the discount. For the Synaptron node, it's $1,110. For the Guardian node, it's going to be $1,000. And for the Collector node, it's going to be $555. All of these are limited edition, which means once they're gone, they're gone. You can either self-host these nodes on your own hardware or opt for third-party hosting, depending on your technical comfort level. I am going to be using my SenseCap M4, which I'm sure you guys have seen on the channel before, so it gives me an opportunity to repurpose some hardware. While hosting it yourself can save you money long term, it does require some setup, and if you're not super technical, you can totally just outsource it and host it, and it's a really good entry point. Let's talk about what everybody wants to know. How much can you actually earn? So the Tempi team hasn't published fixed ROI numbers, and that's actually a good thing because projects that promise guaranteed deals often raise red flags. That said, the reward structure is tied to the Tempi token, and early node operators are expected to earn more due to fewer participants and a higher network needs. If the network continues to grow and demand for index data increases, rewards could scale significantly. But, and this is important, as every crypto project I talk about, it's not financial advice and there are no guarantees. There's still an early stage protocol and there's no product at scale yet. The token value will be subject to change and volatility, as we expect with the rest of the crypto space, but I will say with the way things are headed right now, it looks like we are headed into possibly an altcoin season soon, so take that with a grain of salt. Just only invest what you can and afford to lock up long term. Now, when I first found out about Tempi a few weeks ago, I was definitely interested, and your friend Andy has a ton of really good videos on it, but I think what they're doing is bold, especially since they're going up against the tech giant that is Google, and they're actually aiming to build a better product. It's rare that you can see somebody go toe to toe with somebody of that size. If they can pull this off, this could be one of the key infrastructure layers powering the future of decentralized search, AI, training data, and more. And I like that the node system isn't just plug and play mining. Each node actually serves a unique and essential function. This means value creation is tied to utility, not just hype. And of course, there are real risks. Tempi isn't generating revenue yet, the token isn't live on major exchanges, and there's always the question of execution. Can they build what they're promising at scale? But if you take a look at the current market cap of this token, I'm pretty bullish on it. And from a tech innovation, tokenomics, and timing standpoint, it's easily one of the more exciting projects I've come across recently. Is Tempi worth checking out? I mean, I would say yes. If you're the kind of person who likes to get in early, do your own research, and ride the wave of potentially game-changing tech, absolutely. And if you're interested, I'll leave links down below where you can read the white paper, join their community, and explore the upcoming node sale, as well as my discount code, as well as the whitelist information so you guys can join that whitelist. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Would you personally run one of these nodes? Is this the kind of crypto infrastructure the space needs more of? I think this would be a great step in the right direction for crypto, because a search engine that is decentralized, that you can search any crypto project, it's got a special place in my heart. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell if you want more deep dives like this. My name is Chris. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a great day. Peace out.